my crafty and scrappy peeps, it's Cheyenne and welcome to another video. Now this is going to be showing you how you can take images that you find through, let's say, a Google search and alter them and manipulate them and turn them into something that you can print and cut with your Cricut. And you can make your own stickers, die cuts, great for card making, planning, and scrapbooking. So before we get into that, let's take a moment to appreciate the wonderful artwork of Jasmine Beckett Griffith. This is my favorite Disney artist. I love her style. She's done a whole bunch of Disney princesses, the Bride from Haunted Mansion, Star Wars characters into this wonderful, very stylized look, and I love it. She was at the Festival of the Arts at Epcot when we went in January, and it was very hard for me not to buy one of everything from her booth, but that would have cost me a little bit of money, and Mama's on a budget, right? All right, so first thing you're going to do, open up your web browser. I prefer to use Google. I use Google for like everything. So it's very easy to search for the images you want. Since the next scrapbook process video I'm going to be doing is Pirates of the Caribbean, I definitely want to do Disney Pirates. I go ahead and type in PNG as well. You want your images to be a PNG, if at all possible. That makes life so much easier. So adding it to your search engine here, it helps with that. Go over here to images, and then you have all of these wonderful images to choose from. Now I'm going to show you the difference between PNG and JPEG. So over here you see this white and gray check. All right, that means there's nothing there. That's a transparent background. So that's what you're looking for PNG images. That makes it simple. But I'm going to show you how you can take a JPEG image, and you see there's this like white border around this. It's on a white rectangle, and we can't use that because if we were to just go ahead and upload this to our Cricut Design Space and print and cut, it's going to cut around this square. That's not what we want. So go ahead and save these to your computer. I go ahead and right click with my mouse, save image as, and then go ahead through all of those steps of saving a file, putting it in the folder that you want. Just make sure you can find it later. Alright, so once you have your images selected, now keep in mind some of these are copyright images. The Disney ones are definitely copyright, so you should only use them for personal use. Don't try to sell these. Alright, next we need a photo editing software. If you have Photoshop, great. I love Pixlr. It is an online photo editor and it is free. It is very much like Photoshop, which is nice. So I'm going to open the editor, and alright, they've updated their privacy policy. That's wonderful. Okay, so this little screen pops up, open image from computer, and you're going to go where you need it to be. So I'm going to go ahead and open up this guy here. I think that's hysterical. Okay, so JPEG image. There is a white box that this guy is in. So before we can do anything, we do have to come over here to this layers. See this lock button? As long as that is locked into place, we can't do anything to this layer. So we need to go ahead and double click on that. See, there we go. Now we can alter this layer and have it be wonderful. So go over here to your wand tool. Now this is amazing. Go ahead and select on the color that you want to get rid of. So, or the area. There you go. I don't want that white space. So it's going to go ahead and draw a border around like all of the white space here. Now what I do is very simple. I push the delete button on my keyboard and that gets rid of that. But you can see we still have some spaces. Easy enough. All you're going to do is click on that space, delete, and you just keep doing that until your image is all cleared up. Now depending on how intricate your image is, you might have to zoom in and get really detailed on this, and that's okay. Like, it's okay to take time to get your images right, because once you have them done and taken care of, you can use them whenever you want. Alright, I'm not going to go too crazy with this because I know that I want to put a white background around this guy. So I don't like, because I want to make sure that the white matches the white of the paper and we're not getting those tinted, I'm going to go ahead and do that. But we're going to kind of make it a sticker. I want a bit of a white border around this. You could, by all means, upload this new image, this PNG, or any PNG, into your Cricut Design Space Studio, and it will go ahead and cut right up to the line. I don't like to do that because technology is not perfect. Nothing in life is, right? So I like to have a little bit of a white buffer zone when my Cricut is cutting. I find I like that best and it works best. Excuse me. So here we go. We've got our image all cleaned up. It's a PNG, essentially. There's a transparent background, but we've got to save it as a PNG. So go up to File, Save. Let me make sure I actually hit the Save button. Over here under Format, we have to make sure that we're going PNG. If you select JPEG or any of these, it's going to either not be readable by Cricut Design Space or anything else that you're using, or it's going to go ahead and put that white background in for you. And we don't want to do that. We just got rid of it. So PNG, you can go ahead and name it whatever you want. Click OK. Save it wherever you want to. Click Save and you're good. I've already got it in there, so I'm not going to worry about it. Alright, so we're done with Pixlr. Wasn't that fun? And you can do that with any of the images. Some are more difficult to clean up than that. Alright, I go ahead, got my Cricut open. So, alright, what's next? Next, we've got to open Inkscape. Inkscape is very similar to Adobe Illustrator, but it's free. It's pretty amazing, pretty easy to use. There's tons of YouTube tutorials out there if you want to really expand your Inkscape knowledge. I kind of learn as I go, so whatever I need to learn, I'll learn it then. Alright, so what are we going to do? I like to go ahead and open up my file that I have everything saved, and then we're going to select the PNG, and I just drag and drop. That little pop-up menu is going to pop up. I just click OK. You could also go up here to File and Import, and it'll just take you through the steps of like going through which folder you want, like anytime you open up a file. Alright, so we got this guy. I want to go ahead and zoom in, so I'm going to push Control, and I'm going to use the scroll knob on my mouse to zoom me in. If you push Shift and the scroll wheel on your mouse, well, it was going back and forth. See, with a free program, you have to understand it's going to have some quirks. So just keep that in mind. I think it's worth it to not have to, pay for Adobe Illustrator. All right, next I want to go ahead and I want to be able to see what I'm doing. And since I'm trying to get a white background, I want to click on this square button here. Alright, so the square is fixed. I want to go ahead. I always turn off, because it'll do this handle to corner, cusp to node thing. I just turn off that little guy up there. Alright, I want to go ahead and select a different color for my square and have it, kind of find its way. There we go. I'm just going to draw a square so I have something that's not white so I can see what's going on. Click up here on your arrow. Alright, so we've got our square selected. We're going to use these tools up here to send it to the back. So there we go. We've got our Pirates of the Caribbean, Mickey swinging around image. Now what we have to do is select on Mickey here, and we've got to go to Path and Trace Bitmap. We need some sort of like vector image, and that's what this is going to make. So here we're going to, if you go ahead and hit update, you can see you're going to get this image. We want this image to be as black as possible without just being a black box. So you can kind of play around with this number. Don't take it all the way up to 100. You'll just end up with that black box. Alright, we're going to click on update. And there we go. That's a pretty good image. I'm going to click on OK. See, there we have it there. That's perfect. That's what we want. We can close that box. Now what we're going to do, while that bitmap is traced, that black image is traced, actually I'm going to go ahead and select white, because that's what we're going to end up wanting it to be, right? Alright, push Control and J at the same time, and this is where we can start playing with the nodes. So you see up here, there's this little diamond here. Now that's going to play with, it's going to actually expand it. So watch this. I'm going to click on that little diamond there, and I'm going to pull it up a little bit. So see, there we go. We've got a little bit more. Like it plumped up that image. Don't worry about all of these like funny little spots. We will fix those in a little bit. Now I want to make this just a wee bit bigger because I find, no, actually I want to take it down. There we go, right to there. Like you don't want your offset to be too big, right? You don't want that white border around there to be too big because then it starts looking like a, you know, a cheap sticker from a sticker book, which is fine if you like that look. But I want something a little less. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and like you can check. So if you click back on this arrow, send this back, you can see, all right, that's how it's going to be. And I like that. I like it. But now let's fix some of those like empty spots here. All right, and I'm going to actually keep some of these empty spots because I think that'll work, but some of these others, not so much. All right, so we are going to bring it back up, go up to Path, and down here to Simplify. Oop, with our node tool, you've got to make sure you've got the Edit Paths. All right, so now leave these outside ones alone. All the ones along the edge, leave them be. But we can clean up all of these ones here in the center. So select them and I just hit delete. And I just keep going through until everything is how I think it should be. And see, some of those we are going to leave. Again, be very careful to not select any of the ones too far on the edges. And this looks like a bit of a party's going on over there. Alright, and just do your best to clean up all those. Definitely need to get that guy gone. Alright, and I think that is good. Alright, so now I'm going to go ahead and send that back. And yes, I am liking that. But right now, the printable image and that white space, it's not the same. They're two separate images, so we need to group those together. So push shift and then put on click on the image, and you're going to get them both selected. So now if my computer plays, well, sometimes it doesn't when I've got the Filmora going for some reason. It's strange. Alright, so I got them both selected again. So yeah, you can now move these around as long as they're both selected together, but that's only temporary. So hit Control G, and that is going to join those into one selection. Or you can go up here to Object and Group, and that will group those together. So now this is all one image. Okay, now it's time to save. Now when you're making your offsets, it's nice to have this background back here to see what you're doing, because otherwise you can't. See, you have no idea what it looks like. Now when you save this guy, you've got to make sure it's on the white background. Otherwise, this color is going to pop through, and that's going to cause some issues when it comes to uploading it into your Cricut Design Space. So now we're going to export PNG image. Make sure selection is selected, export as, and this is going to bring up your window where you know where to save. So here's where I have my stuff saved. I'm going to go ahead and leave it whatever it, you know, self-created, whatever Inkscape named it as, because I'm okay with that. Now you think you saved it. It seems like that, but no, you've got to click on this export with the green arrow in order for it to really save. Now that we've got our PNG exported, we can get out of Inkscape and we can go to our Cricut Design Space. Open, okay, hold on. Let me go ahead and install all this stuff. Alright, everything is installed and up to date now. Alright, so you've got your new project, your canvas open. We're going to go over here to upload, and we're going to upload images. Now you can drag and drop everything that you want, but you don't have to. So alright, here we go. We want, which one do we want? Which one do we want? I don't remember. All right, well, I know we want that one, so let's go ahead and do that. All right, so here is the one that we just did. We're going to select on complex, and let me get this out of the way. Hit continue, and then here's where you can clean up any images that you want. We don't have to do that. We already did that in Pixlr and Inkscape, so hit continue, and then here we go. Always save as a print then cut. Otherwise, you're just going to have this guy here. Ooh, actually, now I'm seeing I'm going to have to go back into Inkscape and clean this up a little bit more. So let me do that, and then I'll get back to you. Alright, so here we go. I have cleaned up that image some more so I'm not getting any funky cut lines in there. Sometimes you just gotta have to zoom in really close when you're deleting the nodes just to see what's going on. Alright, so here we have this. I'm gonna go ahead and name this one. Actually, we're just gonna go POC Mickey. I don't know what that means. Make sure you name them what you think they need to be named. I'm just going to go ahead. I do recommend the tags, especially if you're uploading a lot of images. Like, you want to be able to easily search all the libraries. So I'm just going to do Mickey and Disney, and I'll even go with Pirates. Trust me, it's taking a little bit extra time, but it's totally worth it. Click save, and this is going to go ahead and save your print and cut file, and then it is all ready to use on your page. So here we go. Let me just go ahead and bring it over to our canvas here so you can see. There we go. That is our print and cut image. You want to even, let's go through the make it. Oop, the image is too large. Make sure it is going to cut within the bounds, which is 6.25 by, no, 6.75 by 9.25. Not that I think I will ever be making that big, but just so you can see. So you see it's going to print, it's going to cut, and it's going to be fantastic. Follow the prompts as you normally would to print and cut, and that is what you do. There is a little bit of a learning curve and trial and error when you are learning new programs and softwares, and when you're dealing with technology that tends to be quirky and glitchy, which I find all of it does. Doesn't matter how much you pay for it, technology can sometimes make you want to just throw it out the window, right? So just be patient, and this opens up a whole new creative world for you, doesn't it? Like, so many possibilities of things that you can do. There's so many materials that you're going to be able to print this out on and cut with your Cricut. Like, it's amazing. Make it into a magnet, a window decal, stickers, like I said, die cuts, your traditional stuff. So much. Turn it into an iron-on. All right, make your own Disney shirts. Like, that's pretty amazing. That's usually what I do when my family and I are going to Disney. There's been a few years we haven't, but generally speaking, we go ahead and we make our own shirts, and it's fun. It's a fun family activity, and especially if you have kids, they can get involved in the design process and picking out different things. It's wonderful, because that's what life is about, right? All right, so that is it for today. Join me in my next video where I take all of these images and print and cut them and use them in a scrapbook process video. Until next time, happy scrapping and crafting. Bye!